What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Sunday over here. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Quite a bit of volatility coming from Bitcoin, even just on a smaller time frame here. Going to be paying attention to this because the weekly candle is coming to a close in the next 5 hours, 6 hours or so over here. It's going to set the tone for next week and for quite a bit of the crypto markets, including altcoins. Let's see if this Bitcoin uptrend, this short uptrend, will continue upwards, or will we actually see some type of a pullback to the previous low of about 25K-ish, okay? Something to be definitely paying attention to, especially when the volatility is coming in. So we're going to be taking a look into the charts here for Bitcoin, as well as the main topic for this post, which would be MOVR. MOVR. I think that is Moonriver. There's Moonbeam. I kind of get them confused. I think it's Moonriver. Okay, I'll correct myself on that if I am wrong. Now we're going to be talking about some potential upside and downside for Moonriver and see what's going on in this market. Gonna be updating from my previous post on this coin as well, and going to be checking out some key price levels to be paying attention to in order for this coin to go either upside or the downside. Going to be giving you guys my personal sentiment and opinions on this market later in this video, so make sure to stay around for that. Of course, none of what I'm saying here is financial advice. It's purely my personal opinions and speculations. I could very well be wrong. I am not a financial advisor nor an elite trader of any sort, even though I am a profitable trader who's been able to keep most of my profits during the last bear market. But I'm looking to crush it here for the next bull cycle. So if you guys feel the same way, if you guys feel pumped, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Let's get right into the charts. All right. So we do have Moonriver, got that right. Currently about $3.92, down about 1.5% today. Okay, so what could be happening here with Moonriver? On the weekly time frame here, we talked about this last time. Falling wedge pattern, not much has really changed. As you guys can see, we don't really have too much of a price action going on from this week, even though Bitcoin had, it did bring up quite a bit of the altcoins, but it didn't look like it really did too much here on Moonriver. And for last week either, it ended up with a red candle when, Bitcoin actually had a pretty good pump. So not too affected by Bitcoin price action, at least, positively affected by that Bitcoin price action, right? Now, what could be happening here? Now, falling wedges are typically bullish patterns. They usually break to the upside, right? Usually. Not absolutely. There is still possibility that it breaks to the downside as well, but it is pretty close. It's very close to this upper trend line, right? Measure targets, let's just say if it breaks out by next week, it would be a bit above $10, okay? $10 area measure targets. That does not mean that it's gonna get there right away. It could still take some time. If and when it gets there, it's a big if, okay? There's a lot of things that could happen between a breakout and a measure target, especially when you're looking at a time frame on the weekly, okay? It could take some time to play out if and when it plays out. So, strategize however you guys take it. If you guys are seeing the same thing on your charts, right? If you guys seeing the same falling wedge with the same measure target, don't just take my word for it. Go ahead and learn these concepts. Measure targets, falling wedges. That is just the tip of the iceberg. Go and Google search them yourself, and then it's public knowledge. Go learn them, right? Now, let's see what could be happening on, let's see if we can get any clues on what could be happening with, if this could be a possible breakout, right? In order to see what's going on in the weekly, give me an idea of what's going on the weekly time frame. I could, come down to the daily time frame where, it's my preference. And see if we can get any clues, right? Let's see if we have any patterns that could be developing here on the daily time frame. Is it a bullish pattern? Is it a bearish pattern? Okay, so on this daily time frame here, there is it seems to be a falling channel here. Somewhat of a falling channel. Let's see if we can get 3 wicks touching. I like to be a little just picky with the wicks touching. 12 hours, still no 3 wicks here. On the 6 hour, we got 3 wicks, 3 candle wicks touching. So I would consider this to be a valid falling wedge pattern. Right. Let's take a look into what could be happening here. Let's take a measure target out of this smaller falling wedge pattern and see if it could bring us to the breakout of this bigger falling wedge pattern on the weekly time frame. All right, let's see here. This one is also pretty close to the upper trend line, right? Let's see if it breaks out on this swing. If it does break out, within the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 6-hour candles later, it gives us a measured target of about $4.75 area. Okay. So let's see if it does that. Of course, there is still downside potential and possibly a breakdown potential, right? So just getting a pretty good idea here what's going on, right? Let's see. Let's take a look into some key price levels the price action does need to break in order to go to the upside. Immediately, you have the daily 21 SMA, right? That's about $4 area. Daily 50 SMA, which is the gray line here, $4.40 area. Daily 200 SMA, the orange line, is about $6 area. Three-day. This 3-day time frame is going to give us some really small candles here that I can't really adjust on TradingView pretty well. 3-day 21 SMA, $4.50 area, the blue line. 3-day 50 SMA, $5.30 area, the gray line here. 3-day 200 is going to be way above to even worry about 18 bucks area. Weekly 21, blue line here, $5.25 area. Weekly 50 SMA, $7.20 area. Monthly 21 is going to be about 19 bucks area. Okay. So that's basically the moving averages to be considering as a resistance, right? Now I've just noted some key noticeable resistances on the upside, but there could be further resistances you guys can look into based on past trading history. We're not going to do that here because we are for time's sake. We could do some of that for key supports on the downside, right? Now, immediately on the downside here, let's consider the smaller falling wedge on the 6-hour we just talked about, right? Your first one is going to be, assuming you're going to come down to the bottom trend line here. If this price action does not break out and then it takes another swing down, it could come down to starting from $3.45 and then lower, lower into this bottom trend line here. If it breaks this falling wedge, then let's see here. You could be looking at this bottom trend line of this. No, that's a 6-hour falling wedge. Then you could be first of all, you could be looking at this really big wick here, right? Coming from August 17th. That seems to be pretty strong support, $3.40. But now let's come back out to the monthly time frame and get a cleaner look and see if we can get any a read on any other key supports here, right? It seems like we're already at all-time lows. We've already been to all-time lows. That basically seem to be the all-time low there, right? This candle right here, $3.40 area, that was the all-time low. So if you breach that, you could expect, it is possible, given that this price action continues running within this bigger falling wedge, it's going to be a pretty steep drop. There's probably going to be bounces along the way, but that's the only estimate I can give you, right? There's going to be bounces along the way, but I mean, there's not going to be past trading history I can refer back to. So I mean, you could really just refer back to this bottom trend line here that I'm seeing. That's gonna be your next key level of support. Other supports could be bounces along the way, but there's really no other way of estimating based on what I'm seeing here other than this bottom trend line. So $3.40, if that does not hold, it's gonna be, it's gonna be running. I mean, it could be running within this bigger falling wedge pattern, which would be a lot more downside potential. Okay, so that's basically what I'm seeing here for mover. Let's take a look into Bitcoin, because this is important. So Bitcoin here has been able to stay away from a huge breakdown so far, right? This weekly double top right here, neckline is going to be about 24.7K. 4-hour time frame, some things have changed, even just since today, right? It has, broken out of this falling wedge, broken down from this rising channel somewhere in the middle. And then right now, looks like the price action, it has broken out of a smaller falling wedge on the hourly, which I talked about, but now it seems to be invalidated because of this huge, quite a bit of volatility that came in, right? What could we be looking in here? This seems to be a head and shoulders pattern, right? Let's go ahead and discard this, because this really looks like a head and shoulders pattern right here. You have your shoulder, head, shoulder. And then you have your neckline, which I would say to be about 26,350, okay? Right? Head and shoulders patterns are usually bearish patterns. If this breaks, it could bring down quite a bit of the altcoins, at least in the short term, right? Let's take a measure target out of this head and shoulders pattern. That would give you a measure target of back down to 25.2 area, 25.2K area. Still pretty steep drop for Bitcoin. So something to be paying attention to. What is going to start looking like this head and shoulders pattern is going to break to the upside, right? Well, for starters, you want to see the 4-hour candles start reclaiming the 4-hour 50 SMA here, which is about 26 point. I'm just gonna say 26.8K area at this time, which is the gray line right here. It needs to reclaim that level. That would be a higher level for starters. Of course, then it's gonna have to come back up here and invalidate this top right here, right? And that could potentially look more like a cup and handle. But that's basically what the bulls are up against. My personal sentiment on this market is still overall bullish, but definitely paying attention to this. And I want as little exposure in terms of long positions as possible. That is just me, not financial advice. When this thing breaks down, right? Quite a bit of support beneath the price action as well. So it's possible that the bears get some kind of fake out. But definitely paying attention to this. This is going to be interesting. So that's it for today. I have quite a bit of longs on the altcoins. If you guys do want to continue seeing more of MOVR, MOVR, like, comment, subscribe. If enough of you guys want to see it, I will bring you guys an update. Thank you very much. That should be it for today. It's my third and final post. I'll see you guys later.